If anyone's a DC fan, they have definitely watched the DC animations and would agree that they are probably one of the most interesting things about DC as a company, besides the comics of course. As the movies were not always at its full potential, animations were interesting and exciting when they dropped out. After the Tomorrowverse, everything just fell sideways, with the characters just not being spot on and the directors making these animations were just completely off. And this is exactly the case with the new Batman animation. This is not Batman. A key component to understand when talking about Batman is that he is a detective, and his stories are meant to be mysterious, thrilling, and exciting to watch. Again, this animated movie did not do any of these. When making a mystery movie, there needs to be a perspective of the character solving the case, a character that we see the whole thing through their eyes. The clearer the perspective, the better the story. And with Batman's dark, grooming and sociopathic personality, it's always interesting to read or watch the story through Batman's eyes. Here, the perspective was unclear, and Batman felt like a marketing side character if anything. This story just felt too generic and forgettable, and clearly the directors did not put either the investment or the time to create a fulfilling, good Batman detective story. Technically, here we follow Bruce Wayne solving some sort of a mystery about a cult that is based off of the League of Assassins from DC. He investigates a shipwreck in Antarctica or some shit, and then goes back to Gotham City where he tries to unsolve the mystery further, then fights a bunch of demons, finds out Talia al Ghul, the strong, empowering female, is behind everything, and she revives her father, Ra's al Ghul, to come back to life, and then he fights them, and that's it. The story was way too stretched, and with hour and 26 minutes, this felt like it could have been done way shorter. Talia had no specific purpose to try and spawn demons besides a cliche desire to wipe out humanity. Batman was way off character, with the voice actor not really fitting the stereotype, as the voice was unusually high for Batman, since over time we got used to deep voices that fit the character like Adam West and Kevin Conroy. And I found myself more than often just cringing at the dialogues presented in this story. For some reason, Batman now has like a 12-year-old Asian girl, a brown guy, and Dick Grayson on his side the whole movie, and the brown guy and the Asian girl were not explained. They had no purpose to be there, and the movie never explained why they work for Bruce Wayne and what their purpose is. And again, this is so off character because Batman is known to be a lone wolf, and even when he did take Dick Grayson in, or any of the Robins, he always had a hard time trying to adapt to having new people working with him, since the only person he really got used to was Alfred. But Alfred never really went out on any of the missions on the field with him. So he definitely felt completely off character when Batman was all of a sudden objectively open to people such as this girl and this guy just randomly following and tagging along with him. The whole environment for Batman also was wrong, and it did not fit his character whatsoever. Batman is one of the only human superheroes in DC that is famous and popular because of that reason. And this is why one of his most famous villains would be people like Two-Face, Joker, or Bane. All these three villains are humans that are also very intellectual and match Batman on an equal field. So when you take a Batman story and you fill it with a bunch of random demons, this completely feels off, since it's not very entertaining seeing a mere human being fighting a load of demons, as this fits more of a scenario for people like John Constantine. I mean, they even got Etrigan in here. The environment of the story was not used at all. Why would you change the time frame of a story to be 100 years ago and then completely ignore the environment? A film previously made before this one in 2018, Gotham by Gaslight, was critically badly received, but it at least used the environment to its potential. For example, having Jack Ripper to be a villain, and then using Batman to solve the mystery of who Jack the Ripper is. This gave purpose to why they changed the time frame to be what it is. But nah, this movie does not do that. It doesn't do anything at all. It's a random cliches and a load of random DC characters just thrown in, like Oliver Queen and Etrigan, not contributing to the plot at all, and there just to make a cameo and get people to watch it. Remind you of anyone? Sadly, the worst has come. The one thing I expected, sadly, has arrived. DC animation has fallen too. It has become a diverse checking box, with every diverse ticking box just being there and being ticked off. And besides the animation being pretty decent, it looked like the directors had no intention of creating anything entertaining or providing any sort of a good story to the consumers. But oh well, there's always the Batman Brave and the Bold, and I'ma go watch it so I forget this piece of shit.